Tonight, Kenya faces rising tensions as protests, violence and calls for justice dominate the headlines. A hawker was today shot and injured in Nairobi CBD. Armed gangs disrupted peaceful demonstrations, and residents in Nandi County are demanding the return of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat. As unrest spreads, concerns over security, accountability and the rule of law takes center stage. A very good evening to you and welcome to Hope TV Newswatch on the 17th day of June 2025. My name is Kimani and signing for us tonight is Boniface Murithi. Police have today shot a hawker in Nairobi Central Business District during protest over blogger Albert Ojwang's death. The hawker, identified as Eli Joshua, was wounded during protest in Nairobi CBD and is currently receiving medical treatment. According to a police statement, the police officer involved has been arrested and will be arraigned in court. Footage shows two officers confronting him before one fires at close range. Witnesses say he was unarmed. The demonstrations turned chaotic, with riot police clashing with protesters and suspected hired goons attacking demonstrators and journalists. Protesters demand the prosecution of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, whose complaint led to Ojwang's arrest. Lagat has stepped aside, but activists say that's not enough. The incident has sparked renewed outrage and calls for accountability as the community demands justice and answers. Still at it, and armed gangs wielding knives and clubs disrupted peaceful protest in Nairobi on Tuesday, originally organized to demand justice for victims of police brutality, including the late Albert Ojwang. The assailants openly looted and attacked residents in broad daylight. Unidentified and allegedly sponsored by unknown sources, the gangs targeted pedestrians, assaulted them with clubs, and even attempted to break into shops to steal merchandise.
Wewe msichana simama kwa ukuta hapo, anakimbia nini? Weka simu kwa mfuko, simama kwa hiyo duka Airtel, angalia sana.
Yo. Lakini sasa wako na rungu ni akina. Ona.
Msichana si
ona.
Wananyang'anya simu, naona hapo wananyang'anya simu imeenda. Kwa mfuko, angalia amechukua simu.
Huyu ni mwanaume mwanamke? Mwanaume anapigwa.
Now, protest erupted on Tuesday in Kipkaren, Nandi County, as residents demanded the return of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat to duty. The police boss stepped aside amid investigations into the death of blogger Albert Ojwang linked to a defamation dispute. Supporters, including elders and the youth, marched through the area praising Lagat's character and vowing to disrupt local activities if he is held responsible. Moving on swiftly, and President William Ruto has said his focus is unshakable, declaring that no criticism or political pressure will derail his mission to transform the country. Speaking at the second Kenya Urban Forum in Naivasha, Ruto emphasized his administration's commitment to long-term development, adding that he is prepared to pay the political price if it means delivering lasting change for the country.
I will not allow anybody to define me in terms of time and terms and elections. No. This project is not about how many terms you serve or which elections come this way or that way. I want leadership in Kenya to be defined by how much impact we are making, how much transformation we are undertaking, and how good a foundation we are laying for generations to come. That is what Kenya should be defined. That is how leadership should be defined in Kenya. It's not how long you serve. It is not, all about those things is about how much of a difference are you making? How much of an impact are you making? How much transformation are we undertaking? And how solid a foundation are we building? Not for tomorrow, not for the next election, but for the next generation. That is my focus, and I want to encourage all of us as leaders to focus about the future. We have wasted a lot of time. We have wasted eternity chasing the next election, chasing the next most popular thing, and in the process, our country has suffered. We are going to change that trajectory by God's grace, and this country is going to go places. I am very happy to preside over the transformation of our country, and I want to encourage us to be part and parcel of this transformation.
Meanwhile, the Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndende Nyoro has strongly opposed the affordable housing tax, arguing that it burdens ordinary citizens and investors. Nyoro has claimed that the construction sector declined by 2% in 2024, attributing the drop to the financial strain caused by the tax. Nyoro has been vocal about the issue, calling for the total abolition of the levy, citing economic hardship and reduced cement consumption.
Levy was more productive in the economy when it was in the private hands. The 70 billion was more helpful to our country when this money and the discretion to spend it was left to Kenyans. Na kwa hivyo tunauliza, kwa sababu tunasikia watu pale wa treasury wanasema wanataka kukarabati housing levy. Vile Wakenya wanauliza ni hivi, ile ukarabati muhimu inaweza fanyika needs to abolish the housing levy in totality. Because the government figures themselves onyesha tukikatwa pesa tupatie serikali jenge nyumba, construction sector ina shrink. Kwa hivyo rudishia hii pesa Wakenya watajijengea.
A landmark summit on religious freedom opened today in Nairobi, uniting African and global leaders in a call for faith-based harmony as a driver of peace and development. Hosted at the Safari Park Hotel, the International Religious Freedom Summit Africa featured top voices, including Kenya's Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu and former U.S. Envoy Sam Brownback. The summit continues tomorrow with a focus on governance and social cohesion.
This constitutional design reflects a broader African ethos, a deep-seated commitment to peaceful coexistence, communal harmony, and mutual respect. Brothers and sisters, this summit could not have come at a more urgent time. Around the world, and particularly in parts of Africa, we are witnessing an alarming rise in incidents of religious persecution, restrictions on religious expression, violent extremism, and intolerance. These violations are not just attacks on individual freedoms, they strike at the very fabric of our societies and threaten the social cohesion essential for sustainable peace and development. It is therefore imperative that we act together and with urgency.
This is a key right that the United States is very interested in seeing protected and grow. So that's why we're delighted to start with this summit here, this first ever in Nairobi. It's a lovely country, it's a beautiful country, it's a country that works to practice religious freedom. All of us are working at it. It's not a right you ever get fully perfected, but it's a right to work at.
Africa is unique in so many ways, but one of the ways in which this magnificent continent is unique is the depth and the fervor of religious belief that you find among the people who live here. It's really remarkable. It's, I think, humbling often to those of us who come from the West where, a much more secular spirit sometimes prevails. There is less of a deeply felt commitment to faith. And that to me is a tremendous strength. But as Ambassador Brownback has indicated, it also has the potential to lead to deeply felt conflict.
This is the essence of this summit. that there needs to be religious freedom, that we should not persecute somebody, anybody, based on his conscience, based on where he preaches. And also I see what is going on in the country. The other day you saw what happened with the Albert Ojwang. It's also the same thing, conscience. Albert Ojwang had his conscience, right? So he should not be punished because of what he believes in. Even this goes also to political conscience. So the freedom that we enjoy is not given us by any government. Government don't give you freedoms. Freedoms are God-given.
Now, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has called for a global reset in how Africa is viewed and engaged, urging for partnerships rooted in respect, not patronage. Speaking at the Taranta talks in Finland, Mudavadi emphasized Africa's shift towards economic independence and self-driven solutions, while warning against foreign interference that undermines peace efforts. Mudavadi has called on the West to support Africa's aspirations rather than shape its destiny.
Now, people who are no longer accountable to any authority, they're there for purely a commercial engagement, are extremely dangerous in terms of the stability of the nations that we talk about. So I strongly feel that the global community needs to take this extremely seriously, because we will not be able to move and face the challenges on the African continent with this continued instability. Over 500 million people in Africa are facing a challenge in one way or the other arising from these conflicts. Whether you're looking at Sudan, Somalia, South Sudan, the Sahel region, all these areas, the Central Africa, we are having a real crisis on our hands. More mouths require feeding. I think it's estimated close to 60% of that population is now facing food insecurity. Children are not going to school. There's no medical support and so forth. So we need to look at this more holistically, so that we can have a rules-based society that will enable governments that are elected to come in and do their best. There's nothing that can replace democratic processes. We need to work towards that. And therefore, I just want to say that we should not encourage any form of aggression in the context of the kind that we saw in Ukraine.
Now, Ugandan President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has signed a new law allowing military courts to try civilians, defying a Supreme Court ruling that declared the practice unconstitutional. The move has sparked backlash from opposition leaders and rights groups who accuse the government of using the military justice system to silence dissent ahead of next year's election. Now it is exactly 13 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and sports news. Stick around.
Are you in business or agribusiness? Then this is your moment. This June from the 26th to the 28th, Sitim Karen will host the 6th CBF Global Conference and Expo, Africa's premier kingdom business gathering, themed the Eden Mandate. The conference brings together voices shaping faith and enterprise. Hear from keynote speakers like Nick Bridge, a business theologian from the United States, Alan Kilavuka, CEO of Kenya Airways, Bishop Robert Bemba, an agribusiness pioneer from Liberia, and Betty Kibara, director at the Rockefeller Foundation. Come learn, connect, and grow. Get your tickets for just 2,000 shillings. Visit cbf.sitam.org to register or WhatsApp 0718-229-390 for details. The Eden Mandate. It's time to tend, keep, and thrive.
Welcome to the world of Hope Media, a media unit of Christ is the Answer Ministries that is committed to spreading the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ through the transformative power of media. Hope Media is dedicated to utilizing various forms of media to spread the message of hope, love, and redemption to all people around the world. Hope Media consists of various units that work together to achieve this goal. These units include Hope FM. Hope FM is your #1 Christian radio station offering you discussions on current day-to-day issues, inspiring music, life-changing sermons, and news updates, broadcasting 80% in English and 20% in Swahili, with listenership of over 12 million every month. Hope TV. Hope TV programming is designed to inspire, educate, and challenge the viewer with wholesome content to reach various demographic groups, children, youth, and adults, both male and female, with viewership of over 24 million every month. Hope Recording Studios. Hope Recording Studios is a state-of-the-art recording facility that offers high-quality recording, mixing, and mastering services. It is designed to meet the needs of musicians, artists, and other creative professionals who require top-notch recording facilities. Hope Creative. At Hope Creatives, we believe that inspiring graphic design work doesn't just happen. It takes the right people with wild, out-of-the-box ideas committed to the same ideals, working together to make it happen. We listen, we learn, we brand. Hope Digital. Hope Digital is a creative digital unit within Hope Media. We are driven by a passion to creatively express ourselves while influencing you with the same creative energy in online spaces and beyond. At Hope Media, we believe that media can be a powerful tool for spreading the message of hope as well as grow your business through advertisements, and we do this with excellence. For more information regarding our services, please visit www.hopemediakenya.org or call us on 0709 861 180. Hope Media. We keep hope alive.
Welcome back. Now let's get down to business. And President William Ruto has signed into law the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating Terrorism Financing Amendment Bill 2025 alongside the Insurance Professionals Bill. These laws are designed to strengthen Kenya's financial oversight, improve transparency, and raise professional standards in the insurance sector while ensuring the country meets international compliance benchmarks. The tension is rising in West Pokot County as communities clash over suspended commercial gold mining activities. Residents accuse foreign and Chinese operators of environmental damage, unsafe pits, and exploitation, while calling for government action. County officials warn against illegal mining and promise strict enforcement of mining laws to protect locals and prevent further conflict.
Na kutumia karaya. Hatukuwa tunatumianga maskafeta. Na siku hiyo Mungu ilikuwa tunatulinda na tulikuwa tunakula na hatukuwa na maafa. Juzi wakati maskafeta ilikuja hapa, tukiingia kusema ukweli, hata hii pesa ambayo hao Wasomali wanapeana, hii pesa inaenda kwa wazee na ni wase wachache ambao wamejikao wamejitenga ya kwamba ni clan. Na wenye wanakufa hapa iliali wenye wanakufa ni vijana. Vijana ndio wanafuata hii maskafeta kuenda na wamama ambaye ni wamama wanawake wale wanawake wa vijana. Wale wanawake wa wazee wako na wazee wao wanakula vizuri wanalala makwao. Lakini ile wanaumia hapa ni wale wanawake wadogo ambao ni wanawake wetu wa vijana. Wanafuata maskafeta na hata wa maskafeta wenyewe hawachimbii mchanga pale nje, ndio maana wanaingia kule ndani wanasibwa na mchanga. Sisi tunataka kusema kuanzia siku ya leo kama county commissioner mwenyewe wamekubali na watu ya mining, tunasema ya kwamba kuanzia kesho hatutaki askafeta Somalia yote waende Somalia, sisi tubaki na area yetu. Inga wataenda kuungana usiku hii.
Now, and to some sporting action, Christine Riaro, Tabitha Ojwang, Joyce Osike and Griffins Owino put on a stellar performance to win the 12th leg of the KCB East Africa Golf Tour at Nyanza Golf Club. The team posted 105 points, securing their third straight win at the venue and a spot in the December finale. Now, Still Matters Golf and Minor fired a stunning 74 gross of Handicap 4 to clinch the overall title at the current country club leg of the 2025 NCBA Golf Series as Koki Moya topped the ladies leaderboard with a gross of 81. Meanwhile, in Kampala, Uganda, Gabriel Amani, who was last year's junior winner, returned with a brilliant 47 points to win the Uganda leg in a historic regional double-header that drew 460 golfers across both venues. Well, I've said it time and again that there's a lot of golf happening in the country. So if you want to learn golf, or at least learn a new hobby, I guess it's about time you get to go at the golf courses and learn a bit of golf. Now, Belgium's Lucas Mziuski and Canada's Hayley Smith claimed top honors in a thrilling showdown at the Naivasha leg of the 2025 Loop Safari Gravel Series, which is part of the UCI Gravel World Series. Mziuski edged out rivals in a photo finish, while Smith dominated the elite women's race as over 600 riders from around the world competed against the dramatic backdrop of Hell's Gate National Park.
As it was last year, as it has been this year, we continue to offer a really world-class cycling experience, and we love that it's not just a Nairobi thing. It's going to Machakos, it's here today in Naivasha, and in August we'll be in Mombasa.
I really had to play to my strengths. So I'm a mountain biker, that's where my background is. So anytime it was technical or downhill, I tried to attack, and then I just kind of tried to pace the uphills well. Altitude is hard for me, I'm from sea level. So it was a challenge, but it was really fun. It was so fun. I don't know who it was, but the girl who's probably about to come in second, she got a gap on me on the climb right about in the middle. And that was probably the biggest challenge because I had to watch her ride away. She was too strong for me. And I just had to trust that I would catch her eventually. But that was probably the hardest moment of the race.
My strategy, just riding as hard as I can. And especially at the end. It was so fast and also with attitude. I live at home, I live at 60 meters sea level. So when you need to race on 2000, it's very hard.
Only that to come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My name is Kimani, and signing for us tonight has been Boniface Moredi.